Hi everyone, welcome to Numpy crash course. Numpy is a Python library used for working with arrays. In a data science field, it is quite widely used. You can create a multi-dimensional array with the Numpy, including one-dimensional vectors, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, or how many, whatever dimensions you want. All those vectors you can easily create and manage. A Numpy is quite fast library. It helps you to work with the matrices and the vectors. It provides a lot of useful functions which we will be discussing throughout this crash course. Basically, you can say that all kind of the linear algebra functions, Fourier transformations, the working principle with the matrices, all these you can do with the Numpy. So if you have installed Anaconda, it automatically install Numpy, but you can install Numpy by writing here pip install Numpy. Alright, so we have already installed, that's why we are not going to install a Numpy. We can simply import Numpy by writing here import Numpy as NP. Alright, so generally in a data science field, we say that Numpy as NP, although you are free to use any numbers there. I mean to say that any variable or any shorthand notation there. Let's go ahead and see how you can create arrays, and before that, let's see which version of Numpy we are using currently. You can simply write here np._version. It says that currently we are using 1.2, 1.5 version. That's the Numpy latest version which we are using. Let's go ahead and create the array with the Numpy. You can simply do here a equal to np dot array, and inside this you need to provide here a list type, or you can say that any vector. So the vector could be a set, that could be a tuple, or that could be a list itself. For example, you can provide here a list 1, 2, 3, 4, and now you check the a becomes here a Numpy array. You can also print here the type of a. It says that this is a Numpy n-dimensional array. And if you want to check the shape of this array, you can simply do here a.shape. It says that the shape of this array is, there is the 4 element. All right. So when there is the comma, there is the nothing. That's when that is the one-dimensional vector. Otherwise, you can do like a.ending. All right. So the a.ending says that what is the dimension of this vector. So ending says that this is the one dimension vector. You can create here a multi-dimensional vector, but before that, let's go ahead and see if we replace this list with the tuple, then what happens? The tuple is there. You need to just replace the square brackets with the parenthesis, and if you run this, again we are getting the same result. There is no difference. So you need to just provide here a list like object that will automatically get converted into a Numpy array. Alright, so we created here a one-dimensional array. Let's go ahead and see, can we create a zero-dimensional array with the Numpy? Yes, definitely. So the zero-dimensional array is actually a constant value which is a scalar. For example, if I say here np.array, just you give here a single number, then this number becomes here a constant. I say here a equal to like this, and I print here a and the type of a dot shape, and then a dot endim. Let's go ahead and print all these things and then see what it is printing there. So the shape of this array, it is saying that the empty, that means there is no shape because this is a scalar value. A scalar value does not have any shape and does not have a dimension because it is a scalar. That's mean a single constant value. That's the zero dimension vector. You can see that. Let's go ahead and see, can we create here a one dimensional? So one dimensional vector we have already created, so no need to repeat this same thing again. Let's go ahead and see for a two-dimensional array. So the two-dimensional array is something where a value or a vector will be projected into a two dimension, alright, like x and y dimension. That means you need to provide here a list of one dimension vectors. So the two-dimension vector, or you can say the two-dimensional Numpy array, is the vector of one-dimensional array. That means this is the one-dimensional array. Suppose that this whole thing is one dimension. So we are going to create the list of the list. It will become the two-dimensional vector. That means A equal to np dot array. So in this we are going to create a list of list. That means a list of one-dimensional vector will become there a two-dimensional vector. If we do the same thing here again and we print here A, now you see there this array becomes here a two-dimensional vector. You can simply do here like a dot shape, a dot ndim, and we can clearly see there the dimension of this vector has become there 2, and the shape of this array has become there 2 cross 4. So the 2 cross 4 says that there is the 2 row and 4 column there. If you count 1 and the 2, 1, 2, 3 and 4 column there. Let's go ahead and see how you can create a three-dimensional vector. So a three-dimensional vector is actually a vector of the two-dimensional array. Or you can say that this is a list or vector of 2D list, or you can say that the vector. That means we have this two-dimensional list, and if we create this list of the two-dimensional list, then it will become the three-dimensional vector. That means A equal to np dot array. There you need to provide here a list of the list. That means a list of two-dimensional vector. So this is the two-dimension vector. Let's go ahead and paste this same value again. Now we have here a list of the two-dimensional vector that becomes a three-dimension. We can simply print this A. We see there this has become a three-dimension. Or you can recognize a dimension of vector by counting the number of closed braces there. These square brackets or opening brackets. This is opening brackets and these are the closed brackets. So the number of brackets, if you count at the start, that says that the dimension. Or you can say that here a dot shape, a dot ndim. So it says that the shape of this vector is the 2 cross 2 cross 4. That means it says that there is the 2 vector which has 2 row and 4 column. That's when there is the 2 vector. The one vector is here, another vector is here, and these 2 vector, out of these 2 vector, each vector have 2 rows, 1 and 2 rows, and the 4 column, 1, 2, 3 and 4 column. And then this 3 says that the dimension. So obviously the dimension is 3. Otherwise you can count here the length of this tuple. That will say that the length, right? So that means length of a dot shape. This will say that the dimension of the vector. And similarly you can create the 4-dimensional vector or 5-dimensional vector, or how many dimensions you want, you can decide. So the moreover, if you say that the n dimension vector is actually a list of or vector of n minus 1 dimension vectors, like a 3-dimension vector is the list of the 2-dimension vector. Similarly, n dimension vector equal to the list of n minus 1 dimension vector. Alright, perfect. So this is all about in this lecture. Thanks a lot for watching this. I'll see you in next one.